is that these stops sometimes result in a complete 180. This means that while you may have your heart focused on one goal, God might have another goal in mind for you.
Yeah.
You see, when serving the Lord, one requirement is surrendering your will to His.
Yeah.
And a lot of time, our will is completely different from the will of God. And therefore, in order to obey God, we sometimes must disobey ourselves. That's why God told us through the prophet Isaiah, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, says the Lord."
Yeah.
You see, some of you may have your eyes on a certain type of relationship, a certain type of man, a certain type of woman, but God is saying to you, that's not the right one. Turn around. You may have your eyes on a certain type of job or career path, but God may be saying to you, that's not the right one. Turn around. You may have your eyes on a certain type of school, but God may be saying to you, that's not the right one. Turn around.
Yeah.
My friends, to be real, this can be very uncomfortable because nobody enjoys putting their plans on hold for another.
Yeah.
It's not easy having our desires take a back seat. Just like it's nerve-wracking when we've been driving for a considerable distance and suddenly need to turn around. It's difficult when you've got your heart set on something and God steps in and says, stop, turn around. That's not it. In short, my brothers and sisters, even if it means taking us off the course that we choose, God will do whatever is necessary to steer us in the right direction.
Amen.
I can remember as a small child, when it came time to eat dinner, I, like most children that age, wanted my desserts before my actual dinner. I would devise ways to try and convince my parents to let me eat the Skittles before the broccoli, or the ice cream before the carrots, or the pudding before the roast beef. My parents, however, knew better and always told me, no son, you can have your dessert after you eat your dinner. Before you get what you want, you must first have what you need. And I'll admit that at first I didn't like it because it was very uncomfortable when I had my mouth set on Skittles and I instead received broccoli. It was very uncomfortable when I had my mouth set on ice cream and I instead received a plate of roast beef. But eventually, I grew to appreciate it because in a likewise manner, God sometimes withholds that which we want in order to provide us with that which we need. This suggests that when we ask God for certain things, His answer isn't always, yes, you can have it now. Sometimes it's not yet. First things first. You've got some responsibilities to handle. You've got some maturing to do. You've got some skills to develop. You've got some lessons to learn. Then and only then will you receive what you're asking for when you're ready.